I want to start out with some of the aggressive play calling we saw. It was great to see. I think the fans loved it, whether it worked out or not. Going for it at the end of that first drive on fourth down, the fake punt. What went into those aggressive calls that you made?
Yeah, just a relentless pursuit to find a competitive edge, however we can. And it all starts with the run game. And when we have that mix and balance, it allows us to take shots down the field. Teams are starting to load boxes up against our run game. There goes a one-on-one opportunity for Deontay right off the bat on the very first drive. A big play gets us down there, and really it was a statement. We're inside the 5. We pride ourselves on being able to run the ball. I know our guys will get that done the next time. I can help by mixing some of the calls. I was being stubbornly trying to just get us to have that good effort run, the attitude run in there, and didn't work out, but I loved the mentality. I loved that drive. And then we were down 2 scores with the fake punt and just trying to find an edge. Can we just fight and scratch until there's no more time left? Can we just keep fighting, the whole group, all the way to the end, working ourselves back into a 1-score game with 4 minutes left? And there we were, the heart and soul of this team, the no-quit mentality, continuing to just do right longer. Can we just continue to do right until there's no time left? So I love the fight and the spirit of it. We're definitely sick about some of the opportunities missed.
Coach, I be the first to say that I absolutely love the aggressive calls. Just talking about going forward on 4th and 1 from the 1, then that allows the defense to get in a position where you can shorten the field. And we didn't take advantage of that defensively. So what are you hearing from some of these defensive players that as they're doing what they're supposed to do and stepping up and taking responsibility for the things that happen on the field with all the missed tackles and some of the missed opportunities out there?
Yeah, I think it would be really scary, TD, if we looked at the film and could not figure out what was wrong. But it was clear. It was just fundamental execution. There was just technique on both sides, really. Technique in the run game on that, missed op inside the 5 offensively. Technique defensively in some of the situations. But the guys know our coaches are really truthful and the players are really accountable. All of us. Just kind of having those conversations is where could I have been better as a play caller in some of those series? We weren't perfect. Defensively, where could they have honed in and made and minimized some of those big plays? You're talking about a few big plays. We only gave up 5 explosives on defense. They were 5 that mattered, but we only gave up 5. That's not a bad day. But can we minimize those things so that the drives don't end up in the red zone and touchdowns? So I think that we have a real clear picture about the things that need to be fortified. And I think they're all within our control. And so I think the guys know that, and nobody should be hanging their heads about this loss. That was a good football team that we lost to, a team that took the Chiefs all the way to the end, a team that took the Commanders all the way to the end. The Commanders showed they can go back-to-back weeks putting up points. So here we are playing regular football, but it comes down to those couple of plays. That's the NFL. And that's my hope, is can we play football that we're proud of, to be in games, to have a chance to win every week, and we're heading that direction.
We sat right here last week and we talked about guys stepping up in the case of Adam Thielen being on IR, and we saw those young guys really get out there and get that opportunity. We saw Xavier Leggett's first NFL touchdown. We saw other guys step up. We did see some drops. So I'm just wondering how you grade out their performance and what you are telling those young guys.
Oh, I was so fired up to see those guys get those opportunities. It's next guy up, and it's not a slight to the guys that aren't out there. It's excitement for the opportunity for these guys to show what they can do and help the Panthers win. That's all of our job. Our job title starts with, you're here to help the Panthers win, and those guys got a chance to do that. Some of the drops, I have full confidence in all those guys. I know we'll make those plays going forward, but these are moments that these guys are stacking experientially to be able to see. In the NFL, guys, sometimes you don't get that second op. Sometimes this is the one, and so it's so critical that you work through those things during the week to make sure your game is tight on Sunday. And TD and I have been in these games long enough to know, man, sometimes it's a play here and a play there. But especially when they happen early, you can't make a judgment about what the game's going to become just because something bad might happen early. You just keep playing. But you certainly can take care of it by working on your game through the week.
Coach, I love that. I'm gonna throw out a couple of names right now. Derrick Brown, Adam Thielen. Look at Damian Lewis, and now Shaq Thompson again. It seems like week in and week out we're asking this question. how you replace these veteran players, which I know is extremely tough, but what is the message to these young guys that have to step up now in these guys' absence?
Yeah, first of all, let me just say, all of those guys, the ripple effect of how they got hurt playing football the way it's supposed to be played. Full speed, everything they got, and sometimes your body gets in a weird spot and it can't take it. And things happen, you know? But they represented us the right way. They exemplify Panthers football. Thielen on the touchdown. Derek Brown giving everything he had in that first game. Shaq and Josie flying around. Shaq coming off of a 14-tackle day against the Chargers, going back and playing again great against the Raiders. So the message for the rest of the group is look to see what this game means to these guys and how they play it. They play it the right way. We don't play with a spirit of fear. We play with the spirit of possibility, with the spirit of my respect for the game calls me to play at this level, you know? And so I get to point to those guys and say, this is how we want to be represented as a football team. And we got a bunch of other veteran players too. You know, these are guys that are for sure we're going to miss them on the field, you know, but their presence around us and the rest of the group, this is opportunities not just from a playtime standpoint for some players, but also from a leadership standpoint for guys to step up. I don't care that they say anything. I don't care if they say a single word. All I care about is they step on that field and they represent Panthers football the right way.
Speaking of that, I want to ask you about a guy that I know TD really, really likes, Trevin Wallace. Yeah. He is going to be asked to take on a much bigger role in Josie and Shaq's absence. What does he bring to this defense, and what are the expectations that you have for him? Size,
speed, physicality, aggression, all the things, you know. His progression was coming along, and we thought we had this runway, and here we go. I can't think of a better place, TD, for him to step in and get the green dot than in Carolina. And the history of linebackers that have come through this place, he knows. He knows what it's about, you know, and there's a rich tradition here. So I'm really excited to see him out there running around and just taking the game, taking it one play at a time, one game at a time, you know, and just making his plays. My biggest message to Trevin is you don't have to do anything special. Be you and be all of you, and that'll be enough.
Hey, listen, if he didn't know, I made sure that he knew yesterday. So we had a great conversation. So, Coach, one of the things that has really stood out to me over the last couple of weeks has been Chuba Hubbard and his ability to run the football, tough, physical, in the way that you want the ball to be ran. Right. How has Chuba stepped in and just been huge for us so far in these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's about the philosophy of our football team, right? So toughness is a pillar, and we talk about the circle of toughness is created really when you take special teams defense, their job's easy, run and hit, right? Well, offensively, how do you exemplify toughness? You run the football. Chuba represents that. There's always in my mind, in my vision of Carolina Panthers football, there's always going to be a back with some type of aggression and some type of, it doesn't mean they got to be the biggest, strongest guy. Sometimes it's a smaller guy who's explosive, though. They have an attacking style of play. Chuba's got that balance of just that attacking style, the patient runs, the hard, ugly, short yardage ones, using his stiff arm, catching it out of the backfield. Just the attitude of, I just love it, man. And as long as I'm here, Chuba, guys like him are going to represent this offense and be a spokesperson without even having to say words for this team.
And I can't believe that we've gotten this far without really talking about Andy Dalton until TD just mentioned him. But as we wrap up, can you just give me what you have thought of his last 2 weeks as the starting quarterback for this Panthers team?
Just cut it loose. Just going for it. A guy out there on fire, just like his hair, having fun, running around, talking to the guys, and just like when a quarterback gets that second opportunity to come back in and to lead a team, to be the guy, it's invigorating, you know, and the things that he missed, he's able to do. These are conversations I've had with guys who get these opportunities. It's just like the gratitude that he has is infectious for the rest of us to look, man, this is so unbelievable. You know, he's like, I'm trying to get you to smile, coach. And I get locked in on game day, but it's like, man, I'm having a good time. I'm calling these plays and let's go. You know, we're doing it together, but it's certainly been great to see him play the last 2 weeks.